Hey guys, this is host Adi and welcome to Comic Space, and this last 2 weeks has been quite crazy one because we had tons of Marvel updates from major casting to major project announcement and to a full presentation breakdown of Marvel Studios from Disney's Upfront 2024. So we did had a lot of things to talk about and a lot of things to break it down. And another major update coming up recently that Sony is moving forward with a live action Spider-Man Noir project featuring Nicolas Cage in the live action adaptation of the character, and that is quite a huge update and quite a huge project that we need to talk about, and how Sony Spider-Man universe is going to be shaping up moving forward. So we have a lot to talk about. Let's dive into it straight away. So major update came from Deadline. So again, it is quite official that Nicolas Cage is indeed coming back as Spider-Man Noir in a live action adaptation of the character at Amazon. So the project was rumored for quite a while, and another major thing that the producer of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, Chris Miller and Phil Lord will be joining as the producer on Spider-Man Noir as well. Alongside there will be Steve Lightfoot from the Netflix Punisher series, as well as Orion Ozell from 22 Jump Street. So all of the people who are involved in this project is just like crazy. So I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man Noir, and it is going to be a quite while before we actually get to see the series. But another thing that we need to talk about, Sony has been developing a bunch of projects relating to other Spider people, and I'm really happy that they have finally started doing that, because they just don't own Peter Parker Spider-Man, but they own the whole Spider-Verse, which is like crazy, and they can for sure make feature-length films and TV shows out of those other characters and their storylines, and there's just so much to explore on that front, let alone. And with Madam Web, they started to do a little bit of that again, and I mean, we just got to see like 3 Spider-Woman for like 5 minutes throughout the film, but again, I think they have started to kind of venture out in that. And as we are talking about Sony Spider-Man universe, which does not feature any Spider-Man, but we have also talked about on the channel about Silk, the Spider Society project, featuring Cindy Moon version of the Spider-Woman. So it's been a quite while we have talked about that project. I think it's been a quite while we have talked about that. But that project, which was Sony moving forward with, and they also went on to make some major changes to that show, Sony is not moving with that Sid Spider Society project anymore, and they're more focusing with Spider-Man Noir project. So I don't know what exactly happened with Sid Spider Society, but again, it just wasn't turning out as they were expecting it. And again, the project was cut down in a very early phase, and they hadn't got the cameras rolling, and they weren't even close to getting into the production. So Silk Spider Society is not happening, but there are several of projects that they're actively developing, and all of them are still in quite early phase. With Spider-Man Noir and Spider Society, that is not happening anymore, but they are also developing an R-rated animated project, which has been speculated to be featuring around Spider-Punk. So again, that is the one project, but like I said, there is nothing official yet. They're still looking forward to those projects, they're developing it, and we gotta see how those are actually going to turn out, and then they're actually headed into the production with all of the stuff. And if you're talking about an active, they're also developing Spider-Gwen film. That is the major film, and I'm quite pretty sure sooner or later that project has to happen. I mean, it was just right there, so there's like a no-brainer to not do a live action Spider-Gwen film. So with all of these projects are being in development, and I think this is quite a great promising update, because this is very different than all of the stuff that we have heard about them developing in Rhino and Sandman series and all of that stuff, and I still haven't got to the part that why they are developing all of these Spider-Man villains into anti-heroes. And even if they were doing a Sinister Six movie, it probably is going to be an anti-hero Sinister Six film with all of these characters coming back together. So I really don't know what is going on that front with Sinister Six and all of these villain turned anti-heroes. So as of right now, the confirmed films that we have is Venom 3, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is unlisted right now. We don't have any sort of update about the release date of that film. It is just unlisted. We know that it is coming out, but they are going to take as much as time that they need, and obviously that's the way to do it with especially the film and the scale of the film that is. So we have Kraven the Hunter coming up this year, which is again has been delayed quite a couple of times. So we are going to have Craven, Venom 3, which is going to be the final film in the Tom Hardy's Venom franchise. And moving forward, I think we will eventually get an announcement about Spider-Gwen film, which I do believe could be next thing after Beyond the Spider-Verse. So when you lay down all of the things, Sony Spider-Man universe moving forward, it does indeed looks to be very interesting and very much promising than any other things that we have seen. And again, I still haven't got the idea of why to turn villains into anti-heroes. So, but again, that is the thing, and that's how we also got our Venom franchise, which again has been quite a great thing. And I think that's how we kind of got to the road of turning every Spider-Man villain into anti-heroes. So we gotta see how the things are going to unravel moving forward. So I think it is time for me to see you guys off. Well, that's it for this one, guys. But before you go, you can consider to grab the subscribe button so don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel or DC update. I'm so glad that you guys got the time to hear me out. Thanks for listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.